have this vivid memory of sitting in the bathtub one time and just crying.
I think I punched my dad once.
You're not in charge of me right now. Like, you just won't leave me alone.
I had an epidural in my back, so I couldn't move very well.
She just wanted me to keep pushing and keep going.
Everybody had one. Like, if you didn't have one, you were looked down upon.
This is a show where teenagers share their experiences growing up in today's world. I'm your host, Dr. RJ, and this is A Teen's Perspective.
Today, what I need to talk to you guys about is something huge so that you can get everything that you want. But before I teach that, I need you to take your fingers, get them ready, okay? Warm the fingers up, all right? They're ready? And I need you to put in the chat something that you want right now, all right? And the reason why I want to know this is a couple of things. One, I want you guys to always to be aware of the things that you want. I mean, I think you want it. You can call them goals. You can call them goals or wants or whatever you want to call them. But I want to know what that is. One, it helps me to kind of direct the conversations, number one. But number two, I think it's good that you're like, hey, I want this. So when I get it to you, you know that the life coaching works. All right. So let's see. I'm going to read a few. I won't say your names. Someone says better grades, good grades, to talk to more friends, turn my phone in at a later curfew. I like that. See, I like it. Okay. To stop lying. Yes, we can help. To have better grades, skills in martial arts. I like it. A later curfew to go to sleep, to earn my driver's license, better grades and money. Pet snake. Man, it's scary. I will say more people to talk to online, money, a new chair in my game room. All right, here we go. Oh, somebody said, I didn't want anything. They're good. That's called contentment. Someone says a girlfriend and more things to do. All right, perfect. So we all know what we want. So for the newbies, I need to read to you some success here. All right. If you do not know this already, your parents send emails to us about your progress. We ask them to do this, okay? Because what we want to know is how can we help you take it to the next level? Now, if you were with me last week, we talked about what was a perfect life for a teenager. All right, we talked about this. And I'm going to tell you exactly what you guys said. It was 3 things. Who remembers the 3? Anybody from last week remember the 3 things? Well, one was relationships. So, okay, it's relationships. And this goes for everybody, more so than teenagers. Relationships are a big part of life, all right? So a perfect life for you guys or a wonderful life would be wonderful relationships, all right? That's parents, friends, teachers, coaches, everyone, all right? The second one was achievements of some sort. That's what you guys voted on, achievements. So that's like doing well in school. Maybe you get your driver's license. That's an achievement. Or maybe you're doing well in basketball or hockey. Maybe you have, more friends. Okay, that's achievement. So some type of achievement. Every human needs that, when you think of a perfect life. And Michaela's on it. Man, I swear Michaela must be taking notes all the time because she's on it. And Michaela said the third one. The third one is self-love, all right? So when I say self-love, I'm talking about self-confidence. I'm talking about, obviously, caring about yourself, wanting the best for yourself. Because believe it or not everybody wants the best for themselves. Some people are in a place, they're like, hey, I want things to go wrong, right? So that's what we're going to talk about. Now, I need to give some shout outs because we had some good progress reports this week. And I believe the first one is Aiden. I don't know if Aiden is with us today, but I'm going to read it. And I'm going to tell you guys, I want you to read this. This is from the parents, all right? So you can kind of hear what your parents are saying when they're sharing with us. It says, after initially not wanting to watch the videos for the evening, Aiden was less argumentative and he did not have to have the last word. So raise your hand if anytime you're arguing with your parents, you got to have the last word. Raise your hand. Let's see who types of people out there. All right, so I see Tori Daniel. Like, you got to have the last word. Guess what? We're going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about that very thing. All right, starts with an E, but I'm going to tell you what it is. All right, let me finish reading. For example, he's behind on his homework already. This is the 3rd week. Prior to watching, I had to force him to sit down and do the assignments before I gave him his phone back. All right, raise your hand. Come on, I want to see how many people out there. If your parents' go-to consequence is snatching the phone, raise your hand. Let me see all the people with the hard life out there. All right. All right. So if you have your hand raised, put it in the chat. Does that strategy work? I'm just curious because your parents are taking... I couldn't even get it out. And everybody said, no, not at all. I hate how they think. Let's see. I think the opposite. No, it doesn't work. No. It makes me mad. It works. Oh, one person actually said it actually works 100% of the time. All right. So as you know, as a life coach, we are always talking about strategies. Okay. Everything that you do is a strategy. So whenever you're like, hey, I got to get the last word, that's a strategy. All right. But it's my job to ask you, is your strategy working? So Amelia's parents or Kaylin's parents or Chris' parents or Brielle's parents, if they're snatching the phone for everything you do wrong and it's not working, then hey, their strategy has to change the strategy, right? And I'll teach you how to have that conversation with your parents, okay? I'll teach you how to do that. So somebody said, okay, let's see. We listened to your podcast and you said to not take your kid's phone away. So thank you. See, there's a parent on here. See? I'm trying to tell you this stuff works. Let me explain. So there's a parent on here. I don't know which parent it is, but there's a parent on here. And they actually just messaged me and said, hey, we listened to your podcast. I encourage parents not to take your phone away. I'm not a big fan of it. Not because I think it's something wrong morally or anything like that. I just don't think it's an effective strategy, right? See, Nishka's like, thank you. See, I got you guys back, right? So this is why I don't understand sometimes when I get kids, teenagers on here and they're like, I don't want to be here. I'm mad. I'm like, hey, I'm here to help, man. I'm on your side. I'm your coach, not your parents' coach. But in any case, let me finish reading. I will tell you how to have a conversation with your parents so we can think of other strategies than just snatching the phone. All right, here we go. Let's see. Upon finishing and leaving, he was told that the phone must be with me when he goes to bed. Come on now. Who's out there got to turn their phones in? Let's see. Oh, man, it's the same people. Man, is that a tough life or what? That's a tough life. All right, here we go. So this is what he did. Without asking for it and without arguing, Aiden went to his parents and said, I love you. I'm going to bed. He didn't even ask for his phone. And she said, this has never happened. All right. So everybody come with me together. Let's give a clap for Aiden. That was amazing. All right. So I want to teach you guys. The reason why I wanted to read this is because what I want to talk to you guys about is the one thing that will make it where you will not get what you want. All right. So in other words, I want you to get what you want. I don't care what it is. PS5, more friends, better grades, your cell phone back, happiness, right? I want everyone to be happy. Well, one of the things that are holding you back is what I call anger. Okay. Anger is holding you back. All right. So whether it's you wanting straight A's, anger is contributing to you not getting straight A's. You're going to be like, I don't understand that. What do you mean? I just don't study. We're getting there. We're going to get there. I promise. Make it a start, the cheerleading, the varsity cheerleaders. All right. You want to make it a varsity cheerleader, anger can hold you back. PS5, anger will hold you back. So it's my job to help you guys get rid of anger. So who here will give me a high five if you want to release anger and not be such an angry person? Give me a high five. Let me see how many people out there want to get rid of anger. Man, I almost see like everybody. So we're all struggling with anger. All right. So I'm going to give you 3 strategies that I want you to practice to help you get rid of anger. All right. Before I give you these strategies, you have to know why you are angry. All right. So get the fingers ready and tell me, why do you think you're so angry? Tell me. I got to read these. Oh, before I do that, somebody just told me my mom took my phone away 30 minutes ago because I didn't clean the kitchen because I was doing homework. But I did clean the kitchen, but didn't do the homework. She would have gotten mad anyway. Man, so this is a conundrum, okay? So what she's saying is that she got her phone snatched because she didn't clean the kitchen. But guess what? She was doing her homework. And if she didn't do the homework and clean the kitchen, then the parents would have been mad that she didn't do her homework. So the phone was gone anyway, all right? So I'm going to tell you a strategy on how to get that fixed. All right, let's see. Daniel says stress, short temper. I'm angry at myself, my parents, my homework. All right, so do you hear what everyone is saying? Because I'm asking you guys, what is causing your anger? And you guys are saying the homework, the parents, school. Sometimes I get mad at myself. But I'm going to tell you why you guys are angry. It starts with an E. All right, so who knows the E word of why you're angry so much? Oh, snap, Devin said it. Man, Devin wave so everybody can see who you are. Because this dude here is always on it, man. That's Devin right here. Okay, y'all see Devin. Now, his twin, I think they be sharing information because his twin is on it too. But I'm going to tell you guys this. The word is ego. Who knows what ego means? Raise your hand. Ego. What is an ego? All right. The reason why you're mad is because of your ego. So it's so funny how your ego works. We react based on our ego. But guess what? We react as if we're proving a point. So I'm going to give you an example. Who here, raise your hand, if someone has made you mad, like a friend, and you purposely didn't talk to them or you try to do something so they kind of know that you're mad, but you don't really want to know they're mad and you play this little game? Come on now, no, I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. Okay, perfect. So think about this. Someone made you mad. So what you want to do is leave them on red, okay? You left them on red. Did that work? Did that strategy work? No. It would have been so much faster just to go to the person and say, hey, listen, when you like did this other day, it really upset me. But why we don't do that? Because of our ego. Our ego is like this protector, okay? It's like basically not wanting to put ourselves out there. We don't want to be vulnerable. We don't want to be hurt. So our ego protects us. And that's where the anger is coming from. So I'm going to help you today to get rid of your anger. So if you're ready to get rid of your anger, I want you to do this right here and start punching the camera. Come on now. Who want to get rid of anger? Okay. You guys are ready. Step number 1 to get rid of your anger. You might want to write it down. Step number 1. Your beliefs is number 1. So to make this easy for you, I'm a big believer in action, doing something. So this work, I hate just motivating. I don't want to just motivate you. I want you to do something to take action. So we're going to do this. I want you to tell me right now in the chat, and I want you to choose one situation or one person that you want to release your anger. You no longer want to be angry at this person or a situation. You tell me, and I'm going to help you do it. My best friend, my dad, my best friend, my mom, a bully somebody is bullying me. Myself, we're angry at myself. Someone in school who is jealous of me and ignoring me. Myself, I don't want to be angry. Okay, so we're going to talk about the other ones, but we got to address. See, that's why I want you guys to communicate with me, because I may be going to the right, but based on your answers, we're going to go left. All right, so I've read a lot of myself. Who here can explain the anger of yourself? All right, I know this is maybe tough to be put on the spot. So I'm going to ask who wants to volunteer, because I really want to have this conversation. Okay, Sky, it's on you. Sky says, just like in Sky, just so you know, you're not alone. I mean, like literally, I have like 20 people who are like myself. And there's one person say like my boyfriend because they cheated on me. He cheated on me. We're going to talk about that. All right, here we go. Sky, talk to me. Talk to me about this anger of yourself.
So when I get in trouble sometimes and my parents get mad at me, I take it like really deep and get angry at myself and think of everything as like my fault.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that. Do you not know how common this is? I'm gonna tell you guys a secret. Everything I'm teaching you and everything you guys are experiencing, your parents are experiencing the same thing. I'm just telling you guys that. Your parents be beating themselves up. They get mad too, just like that. They think they get mad at themselves, right? So it's not just teenagers, but I want to teach you this. So how can you can stop being angry at yourself to go a different direction? Because I think this is a big one. So Sky just shares like, hey, I make a mistake, basically. I get in trouble and then I'm mad at myself. Like, why did you do that? All right. In fact, I'm going to tell you what happened to me recently. All right. Recently. This is like recent, like about, I think it was like 6 months ago, whatever. So I went on vacation and I was at the beach and there's a red flag. Who knows what a red flag means at the beach? Who knows? What does a red flag mean? Put it in the chat. What is a red flag? When you see a red flag at a beach, what does that mean? Okay, as a lifeguard, don't swim, shark. Yes, here we go, Jack. It's unsafe to swim, right? So when you see a red flag, anytime you go to the beach and you see a red flag waving, that means they don't recommend you go swimming. Why should you not go swimming in a red flag? Typically, it's because there's something that's called a current. And what does a current do to you if you get caught in a rip current? First of all, anyone other than this person here who was caught in a rip current? Anybody else? Raise your hand. Let's see. No one else? But Brooklyn's on it. Yes. So what happens is this current pulls you further out, away. All right. So I'm tall. I'm 6'5". So what I like to do is jump waves when I'm just having fun. All right. So I'm like jumping waves. The waves are getting big and I'm like jumping them. And I'm with a friend. All right. We saw the red flag. We were like, listen, we will make sure we keep the water at our chest level. So we're jumping waves, having fun, trying to swim the waves and all that stuff. All of a sudden, something happened. A big wave came. Whoosh, and I got like pulled out, but I didn't recognize it. So I got up and I was laughing. I'm like, oh, I have to tread water, but that's cool. I can tread water. I look to the right. My friend is nowhere to be seen, like literally nowhere. And I'm like, man, that's weird. Where is he? I look back. He's like way at the beach. I'm like, what just happened? So naturally, what do? And you kind of like see like, wait, I'm out too far. What do? You start swimming. So you start like, but guess what? What happens when you're in a current? Oh man, something happens when you're in a current. You swim and guess what? Do you go forward? No, you're like swimming place. Like right now, start running in place. You're not going anywhere. And then it pulls you further away. Now, the reason why most people drown when they're caught in a current is because of what? It starts with a P. Yes, Jada, they panic. All right. So people who actually can swim have drowned in currents because they panic. Because when you panic, it's like you can't think straight, right? You start like swimming, trying to. Now, I'm going to tell you about me. Did I panic? What do you think? Did I panic? Thumbs up if you think I panicked. Thumbs down if I didn't panic. What do you think? What do you guys think about me? All right, hey, you guys are my friends here, but yes, I did panic. Of course I'm a panic. I'm a human. So I'm human. Of course I panic. And guess what happened to me when I panic? I started kind of going under, and I'm a strong swimmer, all right? So I'm like, my friend, what? I'm stuck. I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And I started going over. A big wave came. I took in some water. I'm like, okay. So I come back up. And how long did this panic last for me? Quick. It was like 2 seconds. I didn't panic long, to be honest. That's why I'm still here today, thankfully. Because I did one thing, and this is what I want you to do whenever you are angry. Because it's the same situation, I'm telling you. When you're angry, it's very similar, right? Because it's almost like, my job is to say, hey, you shouldn't be angry for a long time because it doesn't help you. But guess what? It's impossible for you not to get angry. If someone comes to you and say, Tori, I don't like you. I don't like your cool hair because I don't have cool hair, right? Naturally, if she doesn't laugh, Tori would be like kind of angry, right? She might be like, wait a minute, like that's me. So it's a natural thing. But guess what we do to help us to get out of the panic? There's something you do, and it's something I did that I think saved my life. But this is something that I think that you guys should do. Who knows the answer starts with a B. This is what you do. Oh, Nishka's on it. Oh, here we go. Yes, Braden, Ryan. It's breathing. That is the key. Anytime you're panicking, anytime you're furious, like super mad, you just want to like scream and pull your hair out, the breath is your friend. You have to breathe. You have to breathe. Now, what does breathing do? To see if you guys know this. Oh, man, let me see if you guys know this. Breathing is the key to all, like everything you do. I'm telling you, breathing is the key. Okay, Brandon says it calms you. Ryan said it relieves anxiety. Yes. Regulates your heartbeat. Yes, but Jonathan hit it. Jonathan hit it. Oxygen. Oxygen in your blood. Oxygen. It gives you oxygen, and it naturally will start to calm you. Let me listen to this. Who knows the fight or flight that happens with fight or flight? So I'm going to tell you, we're going to do the thumbs up, thumbs down. So when fight or flight happens, this happens anytime you're scared, anxious, mad, like someone scares you. This happens. And this happens when you're angry. So your ego's getting you all riled up. You're mad. And this is what happens to your body. Do you think your heart rate increases or decreases? Show me with the thumbs. Does your heart rate increase or decrease? It increases. Yes, yes. When I was stuck in a rip current and I was panicking, did my heart rate increase or decrease? It increased. All right. Now, is your breathing fast or your breathing is slow? Thumbs up if your breathing is slow. Thumbs down if it's fast when you're mad. Thumbs down. Yes. Thumbs down. It's fast. You breathe fast. When I was stuck in a rip current, I panicked. I was breathing fast. Okay. It's the same thing when you're angry. We're all experiencing the same emotions. Now, your blood pressure, is your blood pressure increased or decreased? So if it increased, somebody do this. If it's decreased, do that. What do you guys think? Increases, yes. Now, this is a trick question. I'm gonna see I don't know if it's a trick, but I don't know if you know this. Immune system, your immune system. Does your immune system increase and become more active, or it decreases whenever you're angry? It decreases, yes. So right now, if you wake up in the morning and you have pimples all over your face, some of that is because you're stressed. I'm just saying. Because your immune system, when you're stressed, your immune system shuts down. I was panicking, immune system shuts down. So when you breathe, it actually decreases your heart rate. It slows your breathing down. And then this fight or flight syndrome leaves. Now, once you're breathing, what it does to your mind? Is it more clear or still like rage motion? Ryan says, yes, it's less anxiety. It's clear. All right. So that's the key. And that's what helped me. So I'm panicking. And then I went underwater and I remembered breathing. So I got up, I started treading water, and I started slowing my breathing down. I did the same breathing exercise I teach you. You take 6 deep breaths in, hold it for 2 seconds, 6 deep breaths out, and do that 6 times. If you do this breathing exercise, it will literally change everything in your entire body. I don't care if you're raging mad, like so mad. Who here has a little sibling that just really irks you, like just drives you insane? Try the breathing exercise with your sibling. It works. So what's going to happen is you're going to notice a couple things. You're going to be calm. But the key that I really want you guys to understand is that you get to think clearly. You think clearly. It resets your mind, okay? When you're breathing this way, it resets your mind. So when I started to breathe, I started to think clearly. And what did I do? What are you supposed to do when you're caught in a rip current? Do you fight against it? No. What do? There's something you actually do that would help you to get out of it. It's actually 2 things, but one is the one they recommend. What do you think? Yes, man, Claudia's on it. Yes, you swim sideways. That's how you get out of rip current, all right? So if you guys ever get stuck in a rip current, hopefully you don't swim when there's a red flag, but you swim sideways. Naturally, you try to swim back to the beach and then you panic, but instead swim sideways, either side, just go sideways, all right? And you swim sideways until you get to the beach. Because remember, it's a pulling motion, but if you swim sideways, you're out of the pulling motion. Now, there's another thing you could do other than swim sideways. You actually could tread water. You just tread water and breathe. And guess what's going to happen? The current will naturally put you out of it. That's the coolest thing about it. So it's pulling you out far, 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 but it's going to naturally kind of spit you out to the side and you can swim back. That's cool. And actually, that's what I did. I didn't swim sideways. For some reason, I didn't think of that until like later. But at the moment, whenever I was breathing, I was calm. I started to tell myself, like, listen, I'm going to get out this naturally. Just keep treading water and it's going to breathe. And I saw the waves calm down. I just swam back to shore and everything was fine. So that is what you do when you're mad at yourself. All right. So if that makes sense to you, raise your hand. So whether you're mad at yourself, your friend, your parents, your dog, I want you to first go to breathing. You have to breathe. Okay. So let's do it real quick because I want everybody to be on the same page. Take 6 deep breaths in, hold it for 2 seconds, 6 breaths out. So that's it. It's that simple. So if you, and I know some of you are probably like, come on, dude, you're like this old guy. I'm a cool teenager. Why would I do that? Okay. But I'm going to tell you, this will literally help you not make those mistakes. Because how many of you has got so mad and you did something or said something that you regret? Tell the truth. You regret it. You just like yelled at your mom. You said some hurtful things and you know deep down you didn't want to say that and you felt bad about it. Well, guess what? Breathing will help that. So the next thing is this. All right. Step number 1 is breathing. Now, Jody, you still with me? Tell me, what is step number 2? You're like mad. You're breathing. What's number 2? What do you do? Who knows number 2? Oh, this is tough. Sean, come on now. You've been on these classes for like 20 months. All right. What do? Number 2, Ryan is on top of it. You have to move. Movement will help you when you're stuck. Okay. Breathe, then move. Breathe and move. Now, I'm not saying move away from the person, but that may be advisable, but you have to do some movement because I'm going to explain what happens this. Okay. This is a way, some of this will not make sense at all. I just want to tell you guys this now. I'm teaching you about how your body works, your mind and your emotions work, but some of this will not make sense completely at all. You're like, wait, RJ, you're saying to be mad and I got to breathe. Why would I breathe? Okay. I'm explaining this. Breathing calms you down. Naturally, if you're mad, you're going to go back to being mad again. Raise your hand right now if you're mad about something that happened yesterday or 2 days ago or a week ago. How is that possible? Explain. Someone explain to me this. I want to know this. Who's here want to volunteer and explain how is it possible to be mad about something that happened like a week ago? Who want to explain? Raise your hand. Who want to explain this? I got to understand this. All right, Don, come on. Talk to me, Don.
Okay, so pretty much the reason I think most people can like be mad about something that happened a week or something ago is because like they're still thinking about it.
Yes. So Don actually gave the answer. I was hoping one of you guys would like raise your hand and say, yeah, I'm mad because this person, my friend stabbed me in the back. Or no, someone told me earlier, my boyfriend cheated on me. Okay, we're going to use that as an example. All right. So where are all my relationship people? If you're in a relationship with a boyfriend or a girlfriend, raise your hand. Let me see all the relationship people. All right. I see Jody. I see Lawrence. Man, not many of you guys. All right. So this is a single group. All right. That's cool. So she's mad because her boyfriend cheated. Now, obviously, if someone cheats on you, you're going to be mad, right? It makes sense. You're human, of course. Just like I panicked and I know all this mental stuff, you're going to be mad. Now, how is it that she's still mad today? That happened. I don't know when it happened. Maybe text me and let me know when it happened, but I'm sure it didn't happen yesterday. You see, I was in one a week ago. So someone said it was in one week ago. So let's say, for instance, last week her boyfriend cheated on her. How are you still mad about it today? How is it possible? It didn't happen today, right? Think about that. Some of you are still crying about something that happened a week ago, a year ago. Oh, this person said it happened last March. Oh, man. So this person said, listen, this happened last year and I'm still mad. Now, just so you guys know, this is very common. This is why adults are still hurt from something that happened in childhood. Have you ever met an adult that's like hurt from something that happened in childhood? Yes, it happens all the time. Like something that happened when they were 5 years old, right? And they're like in pain behind it. Like it's literally ruining their life now. because of something that happened 5 years ago. Somebody's mad today because of something that happened last year. How is that possible? Well, Don already gave us the answer. The reason that happens is your mind, whatever you're thinking about, that's what you feel. Okay? All you guys who are taking notes, write this down. Whatever you think about, or whatever you focus on, that's what you feel. You're feeling that. So if I think about something last year, it's kind of unresolved, I'm going to be mad as if it just happened. It doesn't make sense. Give me a thumbs up. I want to make sure you guys are truly getting this because this is like groundbreaking information. I remember when I first learned this, everything in the past, I completely let go. There's some techniques I'm going to teach you guys, but ultimately, I'm not going to allow something that happened last year to hold me back because we already know anger will hold you back from getting what you want. We know this. So the idea of this movement is to break up the mental pattern, okay? Because that's what's happening. That's why you're mad. So today I'm mad. I got cheated on last year. I'm mad. I'm furious. So first I'm going to do is breathe. The second thing I'm going to do is like Mana right now. Move. You got to move. You got to move. That's it. You got to move. And I'm going to explain why we move. Movement is to break the mental pattern, okay? Because right now, if I just tell you to breathe and that's it, guess what happens after you finish breathing? You're going to think about your boyfriend who you cheated on, you're going to get mad again. So this is what you have to do. You have to breathe, then move. You have to do some movement, and the movements have to be fast movements. It literally breaks up the mental pattern, okay? So everyone, I need you to do a fast movement, okay? On the count of three, we're all going to do a fast movement. Now, there we go. Candace is getting ready. So fast movements, it could be like you can stand up really, really fast, sit down fast. You could like punch the camera. You can like jump up and down. You can like do a crazy movement. But the key is it has to be a fast movement because it breaks your pattern. Why does this break your mental pattern? Is this something you do every day? No, it's not something you do every day. And actually, this is one of the strategies we use when we're coaching. And I can tell you guys some cool stories when you're coaching someone and they're like in this program. Raise your hand if you know that you're like just living out a program right now. Like you're programmed, man. Like your every movement can be like literally predicted for the most part. I think this research shows that up to 97% of your decisions and what you do can be predicted. Who knew that? Raise your hand. Come on, Grace. I think Grace has a friend. Hey, friend. But who knew that? All right, cool. Yes, thanks for bringing a friend. I think Sean brought a friend too. So I think that's kind of cool. So yes, that is why artificial intelligence is going to be scary in the future. I'm just telling you guys, they have the robots, they have artificial intelligence. It's going to be scary because they can predict 97% of what you're going to do. We know exactly what you're going to say. I know exactly what you're going to do. So they know this because we all have a pattern. And whenever you do a crazy movement, it breaks the pattern. So I'm explaining this to you. It's like a broken record. And this is back in my day. You guys don't know anything about records. But let's say, for instance, she's living out this pattern. This is the pattern. My boyfriend cheated on me. How could he? I was so faithful. That makes me so mad. I would never trust a guy again. These are the thoughts that are going through her head. It makes her mad. And then she starts to think about finding out when he cheated. She probably saw it on a text. Maybe she grabbed his phone and she read his text messages. Maybe a friend told her. Maybe she took a screenshot of the DM. I don't know. Maybe she'll tell me how she found out. But the point is, she replays that in her head. Now, if I'm a robot, and I have artificial intelligence and I'm examining her, I know exactly what's going to happen. Certain trigger is going to trigger it. She's going to see two people holding hands. It's going to remind her of it. She's going to start getting mad. Maybe they shared a favorite song, right? She hears a song. She immediately gets mad. This is what we call a pattern. All you guys have a pattern. When you do a fast movement, it breaks the pattern because your mind is like, wait a minute, what just happened? Think about it. It's like your mind is already knowing. It's like, Oh no, she saw that sweater that he gave her. She saw it. Here we go. Fireworks is coming. She's mad. She's throwing things. Her mom walks in. She's yelling at her mom, leave me alone. It's a pattern. Trust me. All right, let's see. I got it out of him over a few months. He kept lying about it. Okay, so she said, I guess she had a hunch. She had a feeling, and she asked him about it, and then he finally admitted it, right? What I'm telling you is right now, her mind knows. Her mind was like, there's that sweater. There's that red sweater. And it knows exactly how she's going to act. Now, imagine if she did like some kind of crazy movement. Imagine she saw the red sweater and she did this. Some kind of crazy movement, right? What would her mind do? Her mind would be like stop the record, what just happened? It get confused, right? This is your window of opportunity. And it moves us to step 3. So you got it? You with me? Come on now. If you're with me, give me a high five because I'm giving you guys something. Now, I know a lot of you guys are not in relationships right now, but trust me, this could be applied to anything. This could be applied to your mom taking your phone away. Think about it. Your mom taking your phone. Your mind knows the pattern. As soon as she takes the phone, you go in your room, you slam the door, and you talk about how your parents are horrible and how I'm going to find a way to get on a computer anyway. And I know my parents didn't want me to be on Snapchat, but since they took my phone away, I'm going to get on Snapchat anyway behind their back to show them. Like your mind knows this pattern, right? So all you have to do is first breathe when you find you're mad. And then you do a crazy movement. You could do a ninja move. You could stand up, sit down, jump up and down, a quick movement. Because your mind says, like, wait a minute, what just happened? Now, in step 3, here we go. Step 3. Step 3 is you have to change your perspective. That's step 3. You got to change it. You have to change your perspective. Now, your ego, we already know about this ego, is going to tell you not to. It's like, wait a minute. Why do I have to change my perspective? My mom should never take my phone away in the first place. So now I'm be mad at my mom when she tried to talk to me. And usually we do our like Friday pizza night. I'm not going to talk to her on pizza night. I'm mad she took my phone. So I'm going to just sit in my room and be mad, right? That's a pattern. We already know what's about to happen. But if you do your ninja move, right? You breathe, you do your ninja move, and then now you change your perspective. And this is how you change your perspective. And we got time to do it. So this is how you change your perspective. I'm going to teach you. The way you change your perspective is, you probably heard this say, like, give the person the benefit of the doubt. But I don't think that really resonates with you guys. The way you change your perspective is by asking yourself a simple question. The question is this: why did my mom take my phone away? Why did the boyfriend cheat on me? Why did I accidentally forget to turn my homework assignment in? Why did I just curse my brother out because he was getting on my nerves? Ask yourself, why did you do that? Why did you do it, or why did someone else do it? And what you're going to find out is that your ego is going to tell you they did it to hurt you. That's what your ego is going to say. Oh, your mom took your phone away because you're not the favorite. Or your mom took your phone away because, you're constantly getting in trouble and she's tired of your mouth, so she's going to show you. Or the boyfriend cheated on you because you're not worthy. Someone else is better. Your ego is going to start telling you all these stupid things, constantly stupid things. And it's going to make you mad again. You're going to panic. You're going to get angry. You're going to get sad. So your job is, once you ask yourself why, then I want you to challenge it. Because the first thing that comes to your mind will be false. So write that down. When you ask yourself the question, the first thing that comes to your mind is false. So you write it down. So expect it. It's going to be false. So why did my best friend just leave me on red? Naturally, the first thing you'll think about is, because they have better friends. That's wrong. Cross it out. All right. And then now you can change your perspective or give them the benefit of the doubt. The reason why I don't really call it the benefit of the doubt, I want you to say, listen, it's not the benefit of the doubt. Ultimately, it's you have no clue. You can't read someone's mind. So if you're going to guess to something that makes you feel better. So for instance, my boyfriend cheated on me. Naturally, I think he cheated on me because I'm not worthy. Okay? That's what I'm thinking. I'm not worthy. Now I'm going to change the perspective. Maybe this was for the best. Maybe he cheated on me because it made it clear that we were not meant to be together. And I'm glad I found out now. Because it could have been, I found out like 6 years from now, we're like really serious and he proposed and all that stuff. And I'm be stuck, right? So maybe this was for the benefit. Maybe this is the right time for me to find out so then I can move on and meet someone else, whatever. Maybe my mom took my phone away because she literally doesn't have any other strategy. She doesn't know what to do. It's like, she just wants me to get a good night's sleep. She really wants me to do well in school because she loves me so much. She wants me to make straight A's. There's other reasons, and that is the key. So if you don't want to be angry, you have to see the other reasons that are out there. Does that make sense? If it makes sense, raise your hand. I want to make sure everybody's getting that. So I'm going to do a quick recap. You're mad. Something just happened. Bam. I'm going to read a real one. All right. So in fact, who wants to tell me a real life situation here that you're just super, super angry about? Who wants to volunteer? Raise your hand. Volunteer so I can call on you. Who wants to do it? Nishka's my friend. Here we go, Nishka. Talk to us. Hold on. Everybody give Nishka a high five. Everybody got to give Nishka. Okay. All right. Yeah. Talk to me about something that just angers you.
Okay. It was this one time when all my friends, I don't know, I felt like they ditched me. I was really upset. I cried over it. Then I got mad. I didn't sit with them on lunch, even though they apologized to me about it. I'm still kind of frustrated when I think about it because I feel like they could have just communicated better. Just told me, hey, Nishka, we need a break. I want to make some new friends. And I wasn't even stopping them. They should have just communicated better. I think I should have too.
Nice. Thanks for sharing that. So Nishka said this. She said she was hurt, right? Because they just ditched her. Who here has been ditched by a friend before? Come on, let's be honest. Raise your hand. I want to see how many. Almost like everybody. You see that, Nishka? You're not alone. You're not alone. So it's a great example. So a friend ditches you. You get hurt first. Most people get hurt. They cry about it. They get hurt. And then they get angry. Anger is the next one. You cry and then you get mad. And that's actually a natural progress. So she was mad about it, right? And then they apologized and life went on, but it still bothers her. She's like, listen, why couldn't they just tell me this? Why couldn't they just tell me I had a break? Now, the reason why she's still getting mad about it is because she's asking that question. Why they did not tell me about it, right? They could have communicated. And guess what's going to pop in their head when she asked that question? Some lie, some false statement. It's because they didn't like me. It's because they're not real friends. It's because something else popped in their head, right? So what Nishka needs to do to get over that, and this is like, it's deeper things we can do, but just for today's purpose, what she can do to get over that is to give a different perspective. Maybe they really, really valued Nishka's friendship. And if I value someone's friendship, I don't want to hurt their feelings and say like, hey, let's have a break. Because then that makes it look like we're breaking up. So maybe they didn't know what to do. Maybe it's like, hey, maybe she won't find out and it's fine. That could be it. All right. That's one way. Now I want you guys to do this exercise with me. I want you guys to put in the chat and help Nishka out. And I want you to help yourself out with this too. What is another perspective? And when you're choosing another perspective, it needs to be a perspective that makes you feel better, not worse. Okay. So put in the chat. Let's see what you guys come up with. Let's see. Come on. We need to practice this because this is what you have to use for yourself. What is another reason? You ask yourself, what is another reason? Because the first one is a lie. Okay. I'm telling you now. The first one's come on, Brielle. Brielle's smiling so she knows. Come on. The first one's a lie. Oh, let's see. Okay. Usually when a friend does something like this, they wanted to find more people that have shared interests. Okay. So this person says, maybe they ditched you because they wanted to find someone with shared interest. Now, that could work if it makes you feel good. If it doesn't make you feel good, don't choose that one, okay? Let's see. Maybe they're good friends who are bad at communicating. Yes. Oh, Nishka actually said that one. Yes, Nishka, that's it. That is a perspective that will help. They're amazing friends, but guess what? They don't have a life coach. They're not good at communicating, right? Right? They don't have a life coach. So I want you guys to start thinking about this. When you see a friend or a parent who's not great at communicating, just think they don't have a life coach. This doesn't come natural to learn how to communicate. We teach this stuff to you guys, all right? So that's a great one. Maybe they were doing something for her. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, Kaylee, that's a good one. So Kaylee said this. Maybe they were doing something for you, but they didn't want you to know, like almost a surprise. That could be it. Now, if you thought that way, would that make you feel good or bad? It'll make you feel good, obviously. And just so you guys know, this is what we call a mental game, okay? It's a game. You have to overcome the mind. If you want to not be angry and you want to be happy, you have to do these things. And guess what? Who's right? Were they really trying to ditch her? We don't know. Were they trying to be a bad friend? We don't know. Maybe they're amazing friends and they're just not good at communicating. We don't know. You would never know. Why won't you know? Because you can't read their minds, okay? So this gives you freedom to just guess. And if you're going to guess to something that makes you feel good. They didn't plan a surprise party, she says, but it sounds awesome though. See, it would make her feel better. And maybe they did try to plan something, but when she found out and she confronted them, it can't be a surprise at that point, right? We never know. So this is literally the 4-step process to help you to feel good anytime you're stuck in a situation. I don't care what it is, because anger is not your friend. We use anger for certain purposes for a short period of time. Like I'm going to use anger maybe for sports to make me, run faster. I'm going to use anger because I see a social injustice. I want to stand up to somebody. I see someone bullying someone else and I'm going to use anger to tell that bully to leave or whatever. Okay. So there's times we use our anger, but anger should not be hanging around a year later. All right. It should not be hanging around a week later, a day later, hour later, right? It shouldn't. So that's how you get over it. So let's all review the steps. I want you guys to say it with me. Number 1 is what? Think about me being stuck in a rip current. What do? You breathe. Yes, you breathe. Step number 2 is what? You move. Yes. And why do you move? Why do you do it? Now, when I say move, I'm not talking about that little, like on TikTok, they had this little thing where everybody was doing like this like slow-mo movement. That's not going to cut it. I'm just telling you guys now. You got to do some fast music, like a blink of an eye movement, all right? Why do you have to move that fast? Why do you have to move that fast? Yes, it breaks the mental pattern. That's what you're doing. And I want you guys to remember this for the rest of your life. If we had enough money right now, each one of you would have a robot clone, pretty much. And I guarantee you, your robot will mimic you so perfectly, up to 97%. It's shocking, but it's the truth. And it's the reason why is because we're all are following this pattern that we've created. We all have mental patterns in our head. It's to our benefit. Our minds consume so much information, it has to recognize patterns, right? So everything you do is a pattern. When you like roll your eyes, it's a pattern, right? We know that. When your mom signed you up for this program without asking you first and you got mad, that was a pattern. The robot knew that, all right? Artificial intelligence already knew that. It's very predictable. So whenever you do a fast movement, it literally breaks the pattern. Okay, what's step number 3? Yes, change your perspective. You have to change your perspective. And how do you change your perspective? You ask yourself the question, right? It's ultimately why. Like, why did they leave me? Why did my mom take away my phone? Why did I just mess up on this test that I studied so hard for? Why? The first answer you get, put it in the trash, okay? It's your ego talking. Put it in the trash. So then you think about another perspective that makes you feel good. And that, my friends, will help you get over anger. Now, how do you overcome this ego? Okay, because that ego is someone you know, especially the ones, I believe the one who boyfriend cheated. If she tries that right now, she's going to breathe. Yes. She's going to do a little movement behind closed doors so no one sees her, right? Going to make sure that she's okay. And then she's going to try to attempt to change her perspective. She's going to be like, well, maybe, and then the ego's going to step in like, no, he's a dog, he's a rat, he's a whatever, right? So how do you overcome your ego? I'll tell you. First is very simple. You have to recognize that the ego is there. Simple awareness. That's it. So the exercise for you guys for the rest of this week is I want you to identify the ego, your ego. So whenever you observe things that you say, things that you do, how you respond, I want you to call out the ego. Your mom says something to you and you says, whatever. And then you close the door. Oh, that was my ego, right? Earlier today, I asked you guys to raise your hand if you have to have the last word. That is the ego, right? So I want you guys to recognize the ego because the ego will be the one that's going to cause all your anger. So I know I gave you a lot, but I really want you guys to try this so that you can get rid of anger because life is too enjoyable to sit around and be angry all the time, okay? The one who was hurt by the boyfriends, something to know, there's so many people out there. I know it hurts, but being mad now, a year later, it's like a double whammy. It's like you experience the hurt of being cheated on and you're still experiencing the hurt. Great job, you guys. We're awesome. All right, see you guys later. I hope you enjoy listening to the group coaching session. And I also hope that you are able to learn something that would help strengthen the relationship between you and your teenager. Until next time, this is a teen's perspective, helping parents see the future.